All right. We're going to give this another whirl. Start stream. Waiting for stream. There we go. All right. Give it another go here. So, on Prime Days, I give you prime deals that will help you sound like a pro. One of the things that people ask us all the time when it comes to Amazon is, what happens after I buy an item? And it's a great question because we have partnered with Amazon on this, and we've been an Amazon seller for over 10 years now. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but over 10 years on Amazon selling to small business, big business, large business, government customers, as well as individuals. And I'm proud to let you know that on Amazon it's easy as using your app now and getting support. And when you're on the Amazon app, all you need to do is to get support once you've already purchased from Global Tech. So that's all you got to do. And you're routed right to a page that gives you self-service to let you use videos or articles that we have, as well as get in touch with us. And this is something that we've partnered with Amazon on. So you have the peace of mind knowing that if something goes wrong, if you need help once the product arrives and you need some setup, you need somebody to guide you through that, that's why we're here. That's why we partnered with Amazon on this. So before we get started with all the deals and the products, as well as taking your questions on anything that we sell, as well as what I'm going to feature today, I want to let you know that as the founder of Global Tech, I'm really proud to announce that today to you so that you go ahead and order whatever you need for your team. And if one of those team members has a question or they're not sure on how to get started, they just need to hit that Get Support button when they've purchased from Global Tech worldwide. So on with the product. So today, I'm going to show you a wireless Bluetooth headset. I'm going to show you actually two. I'm going to show you actually three, plus a keyboard combo that should satisfy just about any work you have working from home or from the office. But first, let's start with one of my new favorites, and that's one of the wireless Bluetooth headsets from EPOS. Now, if you're not aware, EPOS, and I'm holding one of their new headsets, is the EPOS Impact. EPOS was Sennheiser, and although Sennheiser's name still is on the market, it's a complicated relationship, to say the least. So if you see the name, like here, it says EPOS right on here. Let's see if I can show that to you. EPOS. It used to say Sennheiser. Same company, same exact quality. So if you're watching this and you're wondering, hey, I thought I bought a Sennheiser, but it says EPOS here on the side. Or if you bought a speakerphone, it used to say Sennheiser on the speakerphone, and now it says EPOS. Don't worry, you've got the right product. They just rebranded. So Sennheiser's name is out there, but it's only on those audio professional microphones and some of the consumer brands. But everything, headphones, headsets, for the most part, especially for the office, especially for business, those have been rebranded to EPOS, EPOS. So you've got the right product. So what's so special about this EPOS? Well, I've actually been testing it. I've been using it, I want to say now for the better part of 5 months or so. And I could tell you some firsthand experience using this wireless headphones. One thing that you're going to notice right away is when you talk on the microphone. So if you put it on and you're calling a teammate, whoever, your customer, you're going to find that you have several options here. You can set the ANC, also known as active noise canceling. That will filter out all that background noise around you. And something, that's really interesting about headphones released in the last year or two is that a lot of these manufacturers have started to address the headphone usage from the standpoint of somebody that's sitting at home, working with noisy environments, with noises that are common in the home. A lot of the headsets built and manufactured prior to COVID were built and designed, and the noise canceling on the microphone, as well as a lot of the noise canceling that was on the speakers, was designed for the office. What that means is in the office, your common noises are going to be a fan, the air conditioning, you can't see it here, but air conditioning vents, it may be colleagues talking around you, keyboard typing. That was really common to see in the noise canceling put into the algorithms for those products. Now, enter the home office environment, which boomed under COVID. And what do you have? You have different noises, and many of those headsets and headphones were not designed, they were not fine tuned for noises at home. Is that hard to believe? Yes, it's hard to believe, but trust me, I've talked to all the manufacturers that we deal with, and that's really, in a nutshell, what it comes down to. So, why buy a new headset, a new pair of headphones? If you are working from home and your home is your castle now, you want to have the tools at your fingertips, on your head, pointing at your mouth that do the job. And so a lot of the newer headphones and headsets like this EPOS, this is the EPOS Impact 1000. Let me see if I can highlight that. Let's highlight that product. It comes in two versions. It comes in the stereo without a charging headset stand. It also comes with a charging headset stand. And one of the things I find super helpful is to just be able to put it into those wireless charging headset stand. And if you're looking at the featured product and you're watching us on Amazon, you'll see that that's the product I've got highlighted in the carousel right now. So that part makes it easy. If you don't, you say, I don't have the budget for it, okay, no problem. It comes with a USB charging cable so that you can charge it. It's that simple. So if you like it a little bit easy, a little bit more convenient, not guessing where you put your headset, have somewhere to rest it on, get this version with the charging stand. So it's actually on sale. I'm looking at the sale price right now. It's $349. So you've got a good deal. It's a really, really good headset. Great bargain. So let me tell you why I like this headset. One, when you charge it, it charges from this underneath part right in here. Most of the times, other products that charge wirelessly will make you drop it in, and you have some kind of magnetic thing that holds it, and it charges from pins that are underneath or on the side. Not this guy or gal. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, or they. It charges from up here. So when it's on the charging stand, where you see my finger, that part above the finger is what's charging. So there's no guessing. So if you lay it down and it's resting on the charging stand, right underneath here is the charging element. So it's charging as you're putting it down. It's very easy. It's very natural. I'm surprised other manufacturers haven't done it that way because the others, I'm not going to say who they are. They know who they are. You've got to lay it on the side, and the charging element is underneath the speaker, or the charging element in other headphones is on the side of the speaker. Some, even older, have none of that, no wireless charging, and you've got to physically have it locked in. So there's a locking mechanism that locks it in so that when it's sitting on the headset stand, it charges, not this headset. You don't need to do that. So there's virtually no guessing. All right, let me move on. Let me tell you more about it. So one of the cool things about when you're using a professional wireless headset like this one is that you can customize the experience. So not everybody's the same. Not everybody has the same type of ears. Not everybody works the same. Some people work on Teams. Some people will use Zoom or Zoom Phone, Ring Central. Some people may also use it for dictations. Every single person may use it a little bit different. So for those folks that are looking to dial in the experience, customize it just for them, there is a companion app that can be used with this. You can put it on the mobile. You can put it on the PC. I highly recommend the PC version. To me, it's just a little bit easier. You have more real estate on the screen to look at all the icons. It's very easy to update. That's a huge, 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 huge thing. Let me see if I can get you woken up. This is a tip. Pro tip. The first thing you should do when you get any, whether it's this or any other wireless headset for that matter, is you must give it a little bit of juice. Just 20 minutes is good enough. That's enough to really kind of get you through. A lot of these headsets have upgraded their capability when it comes to quick charging. Minimum 20 minutes. You could go about an hour, and that usually will get a full charge, okay? But 20 minutes, highly recommend that. The second thing you should do before you talk and before you put it on, plug it in. Make sure you use the app and upgrade the firmware. Why? Because this very same headset, as well as any made by Plantronics, Poly, Yealink, you name it, all of them, by the time this rolls off the factory and gets into your hands at your home or office, you can believe that 6 months to sometimes a year has gone by between manufacturing date and when it hits your hands. Now, what happens? 6 to 12 months is like a lifetime when it comes to tech. There's been multiple updates on a Chrome browser, on a PC, on Windows, on Mac, even on Android and iPhone. And those multiple updates can cause problems when you start using it. We'll get to the problems in a second, but I highly recommend it. It'll bring down any frustration, and you'll know that the moment you start using it for Teams, Zoom, or phone calls or whatever else, you have a firmware that's without the bugs. So that is a huge pro tip. All right, next. What makes this special versus some of the others? Now, you get a long talk time, all day usage. I can't tell you how much or how frustrating it is if you're mid conference call, mid Zoom call, mid Teams call, and all of a sudden your headset starts beeping, warning you that you're about to run out of battery. This is an all-day headset. And when you're done, if you've got the charging headset stand, just put it back on the charging stand. You get back in the morning, fully ready to go. Now, this type of headset allows you to take it on the go. So I've taken it on many walks. I live not far from the river. So sometimes in the afternoon or the first thing in the morning, I will take it with me and I'll just leave it right here. And it lays and rests really nice. I have zero problems walking around with it. And I get a call, I just can put it on and it answers the call, or I'm on a call. And a lot of times when I've been on virtual meetings with colleagues, they don't even know that I'm outside walking on a trail or walking by the river, because the cancellation, there's another cancellation. There's a noise canceling on this microphone. Let's see if you can see that. Show that to you. The noise canceling on this microphone is really good. So one of the things that EPOS does really well, aka Sennheiser, right? Wink, wink. We talked about that Sennheiser EPOS connection. They have some AI. That's a really buzzy word right now, but AI built in to look at sound from an AI perspective, so that what's going through the microphone, as well as what you're listening to, is what people can hear. Versus walking around on a trail, you're going to have birds, you're going to have bikers, you're going to have cars, you're going to have all kinds of stuff, wind, all kinds of other noise. I haven't had a problem yet. I haven't been everywhere around the world yet. But so far in my world, walking around the trails, going to the river, I haven't had an issue when it comes to noise, when it comes to being able to hear, and when it comes to the colleagues being able to hear me. So I highly recommend it. So if you go in and out of your office, go on a walk or whatever, afternoon, late or whatever, and you're waiting for calls, you want something that doesn't disappoint, this is the one for you. Let me also highlight the other version in the carousel. This is the, if I can, it won't let me highlight it. Come on. I've got some rust here. Hello world. Okay, so with the EPOS 1060, which is what it's known, it comes in a couple of different versions. It comes in a Teams version. So if you're a Teams user, why would you buy this? Let me just first of all tell you. When you use it with Teams, you want to use this right here. This is a dongle. So a lot of people that will say, oh my God, Rolando, why should I? Trust me, when it comes to Microsoft Teams certification, in order for you to put this on, talk, mute, unmute, and it control that in Tune. My mouth and brain should get connected, and it's not right now. Uh, in order for that to happen, it happens through this dongle. This dongle is the controller that makes all of that happen intelligently. Uh, there is there is something called, I believe it's called Microsoft Direct. This is where you have native capability to connect this headset right into Microsoft Teams. That's a newer capability that's being rolled out. Not every headset that works with Teams has this capability built in. It's a fairly new feature. I know that some companies are working on releasing a feature to be compatible with that so that you don't have to use this dongle. But I have not tested that feature, so I can't tell you my experience with that. I'm just going to say this. When it comes to native connections, if I connect these headphones straight into my laptop, straight into my computer, one of the things that we have seen in talking to thousands of customers, tens of thousands of customers, the number one complaint is Bluetooth connection problems. And one of the easiest ways to solve that connection problem is by, ta-da, the dongle. And why is that? Is it a conspiracy against you to buy more? I think not. Simply for this: physics, 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 and line of sight. So if this is connected on my laptop, I have a little bit clearer path and a dedicated resource for audio. So it goes back and forth between this and that, this and that, this and that, this and that. That doesn't always happen on a laptop. That doesn't happen with every single laptop. Has Bluetooth built in differently. Every version of Bluetooth, whether it's 5, 5.1, 5.2, is done a little differently. And all of this complication makes it difficult sometimes when you do a native connection, because if the headphones is on a 5.2 version of Bluetooth, your laptop maybe has the older standard 5.0, it will drop down and use that. And sometimes these differences don't work as cleanly. They don't play as nice. So how do you avoid that? Enter in our old friend, the dongle. So I give you the dongle. I tell you, use this dongle. It will make your life easier. Now, here's a pro tip. I've got something right here on the side of my computer. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to take it off. I've got it here. In some environments, like mine, I've got neighbors over there. They've got a multitude of Bluetooth things and cameras and what have you. I've got neighbors that way. They've got the same thing, cameras and everything. A lot of these cameras today have Bluetooth built inside. I'm going to tell you something that wasn't so common just 5 years ago, but it's way more common since COVID. Cameras like Nest, Ring, a lot of them are called smart devices. Smart devices, when you hear smart devices, you will tend to find that many of them have Bluetooth built in. And that makes it easier to manage, makes the remote control a whole lot. But it's created a problem for home office users, remote workers, in that the more Bluetooth signals. So now imagine smart cameras, smart refrigerators, smart thermostats, other Bluetooth devices, a lot of gaming consoles. If you've got all of this just in your office or home, you've got more signals traveling, and let's call it a busy highway. The busier the highway, the slower the traffic. It's just a very simple way to understand it. So more cameras, more thermostats, more wireless, keyboards, mouse, even to some extent Wi-Fi signals, because they're around the same range as Bluetooth. I'm going to throw in a kicker that you're not going to believe, because this shocked me too when I learned about it. And that is that the actual USB port on some PCs are what is called unshielded. And what that means is that on that PC, the USB port that's on there will leak out a signal, and that signal is on the same frequency as Bluetooth. And what happens is that signal now causes problems. And that signal creates interference for USB connected devices. Now, you would say, why did they do that? I don't know. I'm just telling you what the smart guys at the Intel Corporation put out on a very long, nerdy engineering white paper about this a few years ago. And it's so true. And that's what led us to this. This is what we call, can you see that? That's what we call the blue beacon. That blue beacon device, I'm going to take my, in this case, my EPOS dongle. I'm going to connect it there. And now, if I've got it here, let's say this is my monitor or my tower or anywhere, and instead of it being down here by the laptop, or actually in some cases behind the computer, I've got it higher. And what makes that is just makes the signal travel a lot further. So you don't have any interference up here. But the moment I take this dongle and put it down here by my hip, by the desk, behind the computer or laptop, in some cases, even behind the laptop is a USB port. Now that signal gets weaker. And the weaker the signal, the weaker your, let's just say your experience. The weaker the signal, the more likely you're going to have problems, the more likely you have a drop call, the more likely it will not pair, the more likely you are to experience audio delay and echo during a call. So this is one simple, easy way to do that. No drivers needed, no extensive experience. It literally is plug and play, boom, right into your USB port on your laptop or computer. And then you stick the dongle right on there. It comes with a little adhesive. Let's just say I put it on the side here because I happen to have something here to hold it up. I stick it there. And now wherever I go, I'm on the same plane of the signal. So whether I'm back behind me or in front or further out, I've got a good long distance. Actually, I can go back way out in my backyard, pretty far. And now this headset, if I'm outside, I'm still connected to the computer here, sitting in my office. Okay, so that's your EPOS impact. I'm going to grab a sip. And we're going to move on to the next guy. All right, because this one is designed a little bit different. It's at a different price point. And for those that are just joining me, I'm talking on Prime Day for those that need something a little bit more budget, a little more budget friendly. You don't need all the hoorah, the bells, the whistles. You want something basic. You want something that just gets the job done. Got you covered. This is brought to you by our friends over at Poly, used to be known as Plantronics, now are owned by HP. It's even more complicated relationship, but needless to say, Poly products have a very good headset using Bluetooth 5.2, and this is the Plantronics Voyager 4310. It comes in the 4310, which is mono, one ear. It also comes in the 4320, which is stereo. So that's two ears where you get sound. It also comes with a charging headset stand so that if you need to drop it in a stand, let it charge while you're working or you're taking your lunch break or whatever, it's really cool and handy to have that headset stand that charges your headset. So let me tell you why this is really cool. There's a couple of things that are really interesting here. Now, the first thing that I like, and I've used this one as well as the stereo version, they're both the same. It's just, do you need sound coming through both ears, or do you prefer something that you just put on your head? Because this is really made to be on the go. So if you're a trucker, you're a driver, you're out walking about, you're in and out of the office. But if you spend a lot more time on your cell phone than your laptop and want a good quality audio and you're really mobile, and you're frustrated with those really short itty bitty microphones, this is the upgrade to that. If you're frustrated with your AirPods because they don't work really well when you start talking, this is what you need to use. Now, let me tell you something about the AirPods. The AirPods, I like them. I have a pair of them. But here's the problem. When you use an AirPods for listening to your favorite podcast, when you use an AirPod to listen to music or streaming or whatever, they work beautiful. They work great. You pair them with your iPhone, they do the job. But with Bluetooth, the moment you start going in two-way, meaning talking, receiving, transmit, receive, transmit, talking, listen, talk, and simultaneously, that's where the problem is. The audio does not, I'll repeat this, does not sound as clean and as professional as something like this, or something like what I just had on, EPOS. These are both superior products when we're talking about that two-way communication: receive, transmit, talk, listen, talk, listen, talk, listen. If you're just listening, again, AirPods do the job. I'm listening to my music, I'm listening to the podcast on the subway train or the bus ride or on the airplane. It does the job. I need to talk and listen. That's where I do not use AirPods at all for that. I'm sorry, Apple. I wish it weren't so. I'm just speaking my truth. And I want people to know that, because there's a lot of people, AirPods are, if you go on Amazon today, it's the most reviewed product out there when it comes to electronics, bar none. It is the most popular product probably on the planet when it comes to electronics accessories. But that doesn't mean it's the best for what you need, especially if you're doing remote work. And I highly advise you to, if you got AirPods, put them on the side. If you got to talk, put on something professional, something like what I've got on my head, the 4310, and you'll see like this microphone comes down right down to my cheek. Now, some people say I look like a what do you call those guys at a restaurant, like a takeout window. Well, I don't give a hoot, because if I'm talking to you and we're not in the same place, you know what? Nobody's going to see that conversation. You get online and you start talking to somebody on a video, maybe, but they're going to appreciate that your voice is coming through cleanly. You don't have to repeat yourself. And when you have a team and those people are out calling, dialing for dollars, the last thing you want them to do is to repeat themselves, because if they do, then that means the customer is not hearing them well. And if they can't hear well, they can't pitch well. If they can't hear well, if your customer can't hear well, they're going to get frustrated. If your customer can't hear well, in their brain, their frontal lobe will kind of create a situation which is a little more frustrating. You can't sell the vision. You can't sell the thing. You can't provide this level of service you can, as opposed to when you can hear that person clearly. So this does it on a budget. And because it comes with 5.2, this is Bluetooth 5.2, you've got the latest Bluetooth version on a budget. You're able to do multi-point. Now, with multi-point connection, that means I can connect my smartphone. I can also connect my computer, and you can intelligently go back and forth between the two. So I highly advise, if you want something on a budget, whether it's the mono version or the stereo version, the Poly Voyager 4310 is the version to do that. Let me take a little sip here. All right. So again, I want to go back to something that I was saying earlier about ordering from Global Tech. When you order from Global Tech, there's something that makes us very unique on Amazon that you won't see with a lot of other folks on Amazon. And that is that you can connect with us through the Amazon app, Amazon approved. So if you've got a team of people, you've got an enterprise, you need support, but you also want to buy on Amazon. Those two haven't always played well. They always haven't lived and meshed well. Getting the support you needed through Amazon, I want to say it didn't always work the way you intended it to, but not the case anymore. We have partnered with Amazon to provide support right within the app. There's a button that says, as long as, here's the caveat, you have to buy it from Global Tech, and it says sold by Global Tech Worldwide. Do not be fooled. There's only one Global Tech Worldwide on Amazon. Anything else is an imitation, as they used to say. So as long as it says that when you check out, and it's right underneath the add to cart button, it'll say who sold you the product. And a lot of people don't know that, but let me see if I could show you what that looks like, because a lot of people don't know that there are multiple sellers on one product, And sometimes it's not Amazon that's selling you the product. It's a third party like Global Tech Worldwide. So let me show you what that looks like. Let me get the app here. I can get the app going. Where are you? Amazon app. Where? Maybe I have to use my other phone. Okay. I can't use my iPhone. My iPhone doesn't have that. Okay. So I'm going to get the phone that I always use. It's my Android. So when you go into your mobile app, and I'm doing that right here, I'm looking at the mobile app. I'm inside the Amazon app. I've got an icon of what looks like a person, little person icon. In that person icon, you've got several things. You've got your orders, buy it again, your account, and your lists. You want to click on your orders, okay? And inside your orders, you will see what you purchased. And you click on that, and I'm going to look for one where, let's see if I can, because Amazon doesn't allow me to buy my own merchandise, but I want to show that to you. Yeah, let's see. Let's change this filter. Filters. Let's see, 2024. All right. Let's see if it'll come up so I can show that to you. Blah, 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 blah. None of those. None of those. I got to go further back. It won't let me go further back. Needless to say, you click on your orders. Let me see if one of these other things that we buy have it. View order details. Yeah, no, some of these are really old purchases. So let me walk that through you again. You open your Amazon app. You click on the icon that has the person on it. You look at your order details. In the order details will be multiple options. And this also, you can see it on the PC. One of those options is get support. And it's usually the very first button. It's in big and in yellow. You can't miss it. And once you click on that, you land on a page and there are self-service options. There's FAQs, there's videos, there's articles, and there's the ability to connect with us via chat or email or live calling. So you can have a real human being that's a trained expert like ours, like Global Tech Worldwide, take care of your tech support needs. So if you have a team, you have a whole enterprise of people, they need support, it's available through Amazon. That is not the case for a lot of folks that are on Amazon, but it is for Global Tech. We want to talk to you. We want to help you out. We want your journey, as well as the journey of your coworkers, to be as smooth and the tech to not be the problem at all. Very easy, very seamless. So just wanted to let you know about that. Now, let's move on. Let's go to a big, big favorite of a lot of people. Oh, didn't make it on the carousel, but I'm going to tell you about it anyways. And I'm going to let you know that this, in my hand, I hold 2 charging cases. They both say poly. Let's see. Let's make them face the same way. This way. These are both made by Poly. Now, one product inside says Poly, the head earpiece. The other one has Plantronics. And this is another case where rebranding has caused a ton of confusion for folks. So I'm going to help you with that. Now, inside, I'm going to flip both of these open. You'll see, let's see if I can show that to you. Right. Plantronics. Now, look at this one. That one says Poly. These are exactly the same product. They come off the exact same factory. Now, the Plantronics one. What happened here is the casing was made first. They had fewer of those parts. So those came first with the Poly name, but they still have made millions of the earpieces in the with the Plantronics logo. So those just went inside, and they still said Plantronics for quite some time. So there's some units still floating out there that still say Plantronics, but the newer ones, I mean, it's exactly the same. Everything inside is the same, except that the earpiece now comes with, I'm going to hold it up to the camera for you. Let me put my, that's Poly. Let's give you a comparison here. So both of these are the exact same, made by the same company, comes off the same factory line. Difference is that now the label on it, because they rebranded, are different. So the newer one is Poly. So if you see Poly, you didn't get ripped off. It just says Poly now instead of Plantronic. I can't reiterate that enough because a lot of customers call us and say, hey, what happened? I thought I was buying Plantronics. You are, sir, madam, you are. They rebranded to Poly, and Plantronics was the old name. They may still have a few products left with the Plantronics name, but I guarantee you, let me see. I'm going to show you. I have a box. Let me show you. In the box, the name is now Poly. Okay. Poly. Oh, the other side. Poly. All right. So Poly is the new name on the box, inside the box, on the product itself. All right. So why is this still one of the favorite? There's a reason why. But before that, I want to show you one more thing about this Poly. They've upgraded the dongle. And on the new dongle, it says Poly. Also, never forget to use the dongle when you can on a computer. It is going to make your life a lot easier. So why is this so popular? This is one of our more popular products with so many people. And believe it or not, this product is at least 10 years old or getting very close to that. It was designed at least 10 years ago. It's probably been on the market maybe 8 years. In technology, that's a dinosaur. But, test after test after test for the Bluetooth earpieces that are these small, lightweight, around the ear design, this performs better than most. I kid you not. And we have a bunch of videos on our YouTube channel where you can actually see that yourself. Just go on our YouTube channel, What the Tech, and you will see head-to-head comparison. There's one exception. I don't have that product here. It's in our catalog. It's on our store. That'd be the BH71. It was really close. The BH71 edged it for a few reasons. But needless to say, this Poly 5200 still does better than 99% of the products on the market that are of this size. So why would you use this versus this? It's a huge size difference. And for some people, using an earpiece like this that's smaller and lightweight, that's all they need. Some people need this. If you're in the car a lot, if you're in your truck, if you need something that goes around your head because you don't like something in your ear. So this does have a small earbud. Show that to you. Ooh, there it is. That earbud goes slightly right here on this outer part of your ear. And some people don't like that. So something that has a headband does the job. But for some, that's not a problem. And if you are mobile first, and I'm going to add a big and you need a phone call that sounds pro level, professional. this is the one that you want. Again, if you're using AirPods, put those down for your conversations. If you're talking to customers, if you're talking to clients, you're talking to patients, you want to use it. If you're pitching customers, you're out on the road, you're in the car, you are traveling and you're in the airport. You want something that comes with a carry case that makes it convenient. Close it, put it in your pocket or throw it in your purse. This does the job. And with this, it charges. It charges as long as you have charged up your charging case, because this serves as a charging case. It's a hard case. Listen to that. It's a hard case. So it will not, I haven't found any, and I've used a lot of these, none that have broken yet. So for that reason, and for several others, the 5200 is still among one of the more popular headsets on Amazon today. It's one of the more popular headsets among many who need to travel and have professional audio. It's still one of the more popular headsets when it comes to folks that want a lightweight earpiece. It's not the cheapest. I tell you, it's not the cheapest. Are there cheaper ones out there? You better believe it, for at least half the price, but they don't do the job. You know, one of the more popular videos that we have on our YouTube channel is this 5200 head-to-head test. And question after question, people are very surprised that that's the case when they find out this is a really older product. But they really built this really well from day one. It has 4 microphones in it. So it does a really good job against wind noise. You can use it in narrow band versus wide band. All that means is that you get richer audio versus less rich audio. The downside when you're using wideband, or AKA rich audio, is that it uses more battery. That's it. But if you've got this handy charging case with you, just pop it in there. When you're not talking, boom, you're good to go. And it'll recharge it. You get up to 3 charges on the charging case. Here's another thing. The software on here is amazing. You can update and keep the headset firmware updated so it keeps you using the latest iPhone, the latest Samsung, Android. You can't do that with a lot of Bluetooth devices today because some of them, the firmware is old and they don't have any way of updating when there's a bug that comes through on the Android phone or their PC. And that is huge. If you're a business user, forget about it. The last thing I want to deal with or have my team deal with are troubleshooting bugs. And if you have the ability to easily upgrade it, and they have a mobile app called PolyLens. PolyLens is on point. You can update it. You can customize it. There's a bunch of stuff. We have more tutorials on that. So if you want to nerd out and customize the audio, I highly recommend you download the PolyLens app to your mobile phone, and you'll get a really good capability to use the you'll get a real customized experience on your Poly 5200. All right. So let's continue, because on Prime Day, we don't stop there. We don't stop there. We love talking to customers. We love engaging with customers. So if you need the know-how, help, the support, knowing what to do once you get this product, all you need to do is hit the Get Support button on your mobile phone. It's that easy. It's as simple as that. Just make sure that when you're checking out, let me see, maybe I can share my screen so that if you're watching this, you can see what I mean by that. Yeah, I should have it on my, let me just look for that. That's where I should do. Mm-hmm. All right. Let me share with you. Share screen. If you're getting ready to buy a product, any of these products, one of the things that you will see is right underneath here. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not sharing. Let's share that bad boy. There we go. So when you're buying a product on Amazon, here's a tip, whether it's from us or whatever. One of the things you can do to see if you're getting who is the one sending me the product and who is the seller. And for a lot of products on Amazon, you will see what you see here on your screen. On if you're looking at the add to cart section, you will see right here in the yellow where I'm got the cursor, that's add to cart. But right below, just below that, you see right here, sold by Global Tech Worldwide. That's us. We're the sellers. And below that, it tells you who's going to ship it. It's fulfilled by Amazon. Now, that's what allows this to happen. Delivery today, well, it's Friday. So delivery by Friday. It's a 2-day shipping. Now, what can you do if you want to save a little bit of money? I'm going to give you that tip in a second. But before we get to that, let me show you something. If you want to get to know who you're doing business with, are they a small business? Are they minority owned? You want to check out the link right here where it says sold by. If it says Amazon, obviously, Amazon's a big beast. They're huge. They're enormous. I don't mean beast in a derogatory. I mean beast, like they're huge. So we're going to click on Global Tech Worldwide. And here you will get several pieces of information. You get the minority owned, women owned, for us, economic disadvantage, registered small business, so forth and so forth. So now you know who you're dealing with. And if you want to help out small business, you just check that out. That is available on every single business that is on Amazon selling a product. You can also, and then let's look at his. Well, look at that. We've got some reviews here, and we got some that were stricken over. So that means it's usually when it's stricken over, and these both are 1-star. Look at nothing to hide here. And this goes to what we were talking about, EPOS Sennheiser. This is an issue by Amazon, and they take full responsibility. But I want to draw your attention to when you're looking at sellers is what is their lifetime rating in the last year, last 90 days, last 30 days. I love our customer service and technical support team. And because of our high metrics, we can provide this customized support through the Get Support button on Amazon. We have a lifetime rating of 97%. It is awfully, awfully, awfully hard to do that. We invest a lot of money, time, effort, and training to make sure we provide the best possible service to every single customer, full stop, every single customer. Every single customer, we try our darn best if there's an issue to give you the best possible service so that you can be on your way, because we know that tech can be frustrating and we don't want it to be frustrating. So our lifetime rating on Amazon is a amazing 97%. And those 3%, sometimes you can't really help that. Things happen. I will tell you, things happen sometimes out of our control. FedEx doesn't deliver it on time. It gets delayed. There are outages at FedEx or UPS or whatever, and you can't run away from that, and we don't. And that's why I want to show that to you. So that's one thing. If you want to get to know your seller, who is providing this, you could go through there. There's some other things that you can go through, but there's the information on who that is, as well as a phone number. Ask a question, ask away. Let us know what you need. Maybe you have, before you buy, you want to know if this is going to work for your phone system or it's going to meet your need. You can go ahead, click that button, ask a question, and one of our experts here at Global Tech will answer. Maybe you want to talk to somebody. Our phone number is right there. Pick up the phone, somebody will answer it and get in touch with you, talk to you, and figure out the best tech that you need for your situation or for your team. So let's get back to looking at, let's go back here, looking at this page. So what we've got here, we're talking about right below, Global Tech, fulfilled by Amazon. If you want to save money, I highly recommend that you open a business account on Amazon. There's so much happening on the business side right now for Amazon Business. If you don't have a business account, go and get one. You will be eligible for many discounts. So if you want to know how to save money the next time you shop on Amazon, open an Amazon business account. This will unlock tons of savings. It will allow you to also see some pricing if you're in the healthcare industry, if you're a government agency, if you're an education organization, you are a school district, you provide healthcare services, a hospital, ambulance services, you're a dentist office. All of these different categories, depending on the company, will provide you a specific discount that sometimes is lower than what the advertised price is when you check out. There you go. The big reason to do an Amazon business account. Now, if you have a business, there are going to be a few requirements, some things that you're going to need to upload into Amazon in order to qualify. But once you're done, it's like going to a driver's license. Once that's done, you're done for many years with documentation, and you just renew at that point. So huge. If you are buying office products, go ahead and check out an Amazon business account. Get started. You'll start saving money right away. Okay. Now, let's wrap it up because I wish I could be here with you all day longer, but unfortunately, other things call. But the other thing that I want to leave you with today is obviously Prime Day. We're going to be here Prime Day. We'll be here probably tomorrow too. We'll do another segment like this. If you have questions on other products, other needs when it comes to technology, feel free to reach out to us. Feel free to get in touch with us. We're here. Let me stop sharing. Let's go back over here. Feel free to get in touch with us. Reach out if you need support. You want to know what you need, what's going to work best. Maybe you have an enterprise that has multiple types of users, and so you have multiple needs when it comes to different users. Come on, send it our way. We've seen it all. We've been here for over 20 years, and we're happy to serve you, to help you, to make tech less frustrating. So I want to thank you for joining me today on this live episode of Tech 1-2 on Prime Day. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Hasta luego.